So as you can see, I look very pale right now. I prefer to use makeup when I'm doing Halloween looks. I don't really like to use like body paint as much as possible anyways. So I just put on a very, very pale foundation, and then I set it with a white, very white setting powder. And then I did already complete this eye look. It's just a very dramatic, smoky look. I'll zoom you in so you can see it a little better. What I'm going to do is actually go in with a black liner, trace out some of the designs I want, or where I want my lines rather, and then I'll start shading. The rest of the video honestly is probably just going to be a voiceover, just because it's so much easier for me to focus on what I'm doing and then talking about it afterwards. So let's just go ahead and start. So I am just mapping out where I would like to put the eye itself, and then from here I go in and map out the line of my mouth where I want to place the teeth, and then where my face is going to be separated from the portion of my face that has makeup on it. Now don't worry about this being perfect, because we're going to go back in later and fill it in with all black anyways. This is just going to help us give us a guideline. Now here I am just going in with a fluffy brush and some orange eyeshadow. I'm just going to put this all over the empty spots on my face just to give myself the illusion that I'm a pumpkin before I go in with anything else. Now what I'm doing here is just creating the lines of the pumpkin. Again, these do not need to be perfect. This is just going to help me map out where I'm going to place everything a little later. Now what I did here was pick up some red eyeshadow, and I just drag it down all those lines that I made on my face previously. This is just going to help give me some dimension later on when I start to pack on the different shades. So this part was actually really funny. I was talking to my husband, and then I realized one of those lines was not even at all. Normally I throw a temper tantrum, but I was able to fix it no problem. Here I'm going in with a darker orange around each side of the red just to kind of blend it out a little better. Now here I am going in with a eyeshadow primer. It's designed for dark eyeshadows. That's why it is a very like pale black color. I'm just going to set this everywhere that I want to fill in my eye, so that when I put the shadow down, it'll be a lot more bold and pigmented. And you can see here just from the first bit of me packing that on there, it is very bold. So I really, really like this primer when I'm using black. Now here I'm just taking some black eyeshadow on a very thin brush, and I'm tracing along the lines I originally drew, and then I'm just going with a fluffy brush that has no product on it just to kind of blend that out a little bit. And then this is just going to help with the dimension of the pumpkin lines themselves. Now here I'm just going to create some, I guess you can call them veins, I'm not sure. I just went in with some random lines so it looked like the pumpkin was taking over my face, and I definitely liked how they turned out. After I went in with this pencil, I do go in with some orange shadow, and then I deepen the line between the two, and then I also finish it off with some liquid eyeliner.
So with this look, I waited till the very end to do the mouth because it was drinking a beer, and I thought it would be a good idea to put a straw in it. And I let it drop, and it started foaming like crazy through the straw. So, typical fashion, you know, but it's okay because I made it work, so we are good to go. Now here I am just going in with the same liquid liner I've been using this whole time, and I am just randomly drawing different shapes for the teeth. They do not need to be perfect just because they're kind of all over the place. So I go in with the shapes first, and then I'll go back in, fill it in completely. I do fill all the way into my lips. It would be better if I had a black lipstick, but I had to throw mine away when I transitioned to cruelty free, so I don't have one anymore. But I just filled in this liner everywhere I needed to cover the mouth itself. Now I'm gonna once again go in with that black liquid liner I've been using and fill in my nose. Now I'm using that black pencil to trace the shapes I want on my neck, and then I will fill them in with an orange eyeshadow and some black body paint. Well, you guys, this is the completed look. I really appreciate you staying and watching, and don't forget to subscribe.